Hey, it's Kismet. I want to speedrun this intro because I have a lot of shit to do. Long story short, I'm getting married in a month and a half. Oh my God. I certainly have not given myself enough time. In true me fashion, I have left a couple of things that I took upon myself of my own free will till kind of the last second. But to be fair, it is because I am so confident that I can do it. What I am talking about for today's video is our table centerpieces. The wedding's theme is kind of fantasy forest. We're on property that is backed up to a forest. We're gonna be putting lights in the trees and stuff. And for a long, long time, I really wanted lanterns to be a primary design piece. I believe I only need to make 6. Here's the plan. So the centerpieces are going to be a wood round base, a like skeleton of a lantern sort of, with some driftwood, some gold gothic accents, and then a bunch of battery powered candles in the middle. So I'm hoping that that will capture a lot of the like whimsy that I was wanting to get, some of the fantasy elements, some of the gothic elements. So yes, I need to get in the garage and cut some wood, which means I should probably change my outfit. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the extremely poorly lit garage. This is my fiance's treasure trove of tools and sauna. Oh my God, it's so hot in here. For reference, my phone says it's already 88 degrees outside and it's only noon. I am warm. Wait, I'm gonna use a new phrase that I learned recently. It's hotter than a half-fucked fox in a forest fire. Ain't that just the most ridiculous thing you ever heard? I'm surrounded by a menagerie of tools collected much like the Dragon Balls, except in this case, the Dragon Ball radar is Facebook Marketplace and Christmas gifts. And my materials for today's project are over there. Hey. So here are my materials. These are some wood rounds that I got off Facebook Marketplace from someone who just cut a tree out of their front yard. They were pretty rough, so I did sand them down on either side so that they are not a massive splinter hazard. So that is going to be the base of the centerpiece. And then for the actual lantern, I have a bunch of this driftwood that I acquired when Jake and I went camping with his mom and stepdad, and this stuff was all over the place. And I convinced them to pull their truck over on the side of a road and just load up the truck bed with this stuff for me. So I had an absolute metric shit ton of it. Like this pile is maybe a third. So if this isn't enough, there's plenty more where it came from. I have already decided the general dimensions of this thing, so I am going to measure once and cut once, because at the end of the day, this is really more of a craft than it is a proper structure. When you watch this video, I want you to think kindergarten art project, not OSHA approved contractor. It's going to be very rustic and handmade. Once all of my pieces are prepped, I have a wood stain for it. Oh, this is the wrong one. This is red mahogany. The one that I want, I believe, is either espresso or a walnut. It is in here somewhere. But my hope for today is that I will be able to cut and prep all of my pieces, get them stained, let them sit overnight, and then tomorrow we can assemble. So that's the plan. Let's get to it. I'm so sorry, I know you can hear that fan behind me, but I do not care. It is 1,000,000 degrees in this garage, and that box fan is the only thing keeping me sane. We have a shitload of sticks with all of the edges sanded. Hang on. with all of the edges sanded. So now I need to stain everything with the dark walnut stain that I found, which means staining 6 bases, 25 of the 12-inch sticks, 25 of the 5-inch sticks, and 25 of the 7-inch sticks.
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos!
Jake told me to wipe it on and then leave it for a minute and then wipe it off. So I might have to figure out some sort of like, what is it called? All I can think about is a Rube Goldberg machine assembly line. I do have 4 of these purposes, some nitrile gloves and one of Jake's old work aprons that usually I use for baking, so it's covered in flour, but now it also will be covered with stain. Let's get to it. All right, let's go. God damn. Okay, what about on a stick?
Hello.
Hey, quick question. The wood rounds just... Now, unfortunately, these do kind of look like poops. I'm hoping once we get them in like a pattern, big lantern sitting on top, it'll look less like poop. Let's keep going. That is it for today. I will see you tomorrow for assembly.
E E E E E E.
Oh, I just recorded that whole thing without a mic. Hello. So very quickly, let me explain what I'm gonna be doing. The plan is for each lantern, I'm going to make 2 frames like this. This is what I'm calling a frame. I'll make 2 of them, and then I will attach them together with more top and bottom pieces. If that doesn't make sense, you'll see it in a second. I have today and tomorrow to get hopefully 6 of these done, because then the following day, Jake and I are going to be making a long drive for our bridal shower. And I want to bring as many of these as possible because the next time that we're doing this drive, it's going to be for the actual wedding. So I'm sure the car is going to be packed. So I just want to split the load as much as possible. So I guess let's get to it. Okay, all of my bases are glued up and done. Next, we are going to work on the gold corner piece. Okay, so I'm gonna level with you. This was terrible to cut out. The thought of doing 48 of them, really not jazzed by that idea. You can kind of see like if I go by the end points, there's a gap. If I try to put it behind it, then I'm like having this weird like balancing act of like, how do I position it? I'm trying to think about it, and there's really no other Gothic element to our wedding decor besides our welcome sign, which is gonna be like a stained glass window. But even then, that doesn't have to be like Italian Gothic like I was thinking. So I think we're just going to lean into the sort of organic, whimsical kind of vibe, which means the next step is to cover all of the ugly hot glue joints with twine. I thrifted this spool of twine for like $3. It was quite the steal. So I'm thinking of doing like a bit of a crossing pattern of sorts. I don't know, I just kind of threw that together, but something like that I think will look really nice. So I'm just going to try to figure out what looks good with wrapping these up. And then after that, these puppies are pretty much ready because they're going to be getting fresh flora and fauna on the big day. But maybe I will try to use some dried flowers and faux plants that I have to kind of dress them up to show them to you. So with that out of the way, I guess it's time for the reveal. Hello. I'll start with this. I like how it turned out. There was a point during this process where I was worried that it was gonna be too plain, too bare. You know, I gave up on the gold corners and the little gold stuff on top, but after decorating it a little bit, I'm actually so pleased. And also keep in mind, this is not like the final. I have like the tiniest bit of dried baby's breath on here. All of these are plastic, and I also just have them like draped on. I'm hoping to secure them a little more, honestly, just with like some hot glue on the big day, but with like real fern and fresh baby's breath and whatever other greenery and shit we just want to like throw at this. But yeah, I think it just has turned out absolutely gorgeous. Setting it up with this mock table setting as well has upped my confidence with it. If I were to change anything, what I would say, if you want to do this yourself, do a lot more hot glue than you think. Especially if you're going to be covering it up with like twine and such, do more to keep it secure.
Okay, let's go.
Because when I transported a couple of these, a lot of the connections gave out, and I'm going to need to reinforce it with more hot glue, which is unfortunate because I already have the twine around it. I'm probably just gonna have to redo the twine, which sucks because it's like the most time-consuming part. Oh, the only other thing is that all of these wood round bases, I am planning on staining them just with like a linseed oil. The problem with it being the raw cut of the wood untreated is that it just soaks up everything that you put on it. Jake and I did a tester of these with just linseed oil on it, and it is so pretty. It definitely comes out a little more yellow, but what I love about it is you can see all of the individual rings. So yes, I am planning on doing that with these. And I think too, they're not too tall that you can't like speak to the person across the way from you. Yeah, I'm really pleased. I think after this, there's one more wedding craft video that will be coming out. If you didn't see in the last video, I made a wedding cake topper with calico critters, which I think turned out just so cute. So yeah, one more craft video, and then we'll see when I get there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. So now I need to, why? But now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. Even it just out of focus in the background, it's so beautiful. I'm so pleased.